Okay, so what actually happens when a national music champion just flat out says no to the biggest music contest in the world? Honestly, it sounds totally unthinkable, right? But it's exactly the kind of massive logistical headache that recently forced Italy's most legendary music festival to rethink its entire rulebook from the ground up.
Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer, where we're going to unpack how Italy is completely optimizing its Eurovision selection process. We're looking at a huge fundamental shift in how a global musical powerhouse actually chooses its champion. They're moving away from a really old tradition and pivoting into a highly targeted strategic game plan. If you want to understand the pure mechanics of how top-tier countries maintain their competitive edge on the world stage, well, you're in the exact right place. Section 1. A new Sanremo era. The famed festival is returning for its 77th edition on February 16, 2027. Now, to really appreciate the prestige of this event, consider this kinda wild fact. The Festival di Sanremo is actually older than the Eurovision Song Contest itself. I mean, we're talking about an institution that literally predates the international competition it now feeds into. So, having that kind of deep-rooted history means any change to its format is an absolutely massive deal in the music world. And the guy driving these massive changes for the 2027 edition is Stefano Di Martino. He's just been appointed as the new artistic director, basically the big boss of the festival. Di Martino is stepping in with a really clear vision. He wants to bring a much stronger international flavor to the festival, and crucially, he's bringing a renewed, laser-focused approach to exactly how Italy selects its song for Eurovision. Which brings us right into Section 2, the old selection rules. To understand what Di Martino is fixing, we need to talk about a major vulnerability known as the Sanremo option. Ever since Italy made its grand return to Eurovision back in 2011, the rule has always been that the winner of Sanremo was given the option to represent Italy that May. But it was just that, an option, right? Not an obligation. The champion could something say yes, or they could just say, no thanks. And while most artists jumped at the chance, this right of first refusal created a pretty risky structural loophole. And we literally just saw how this played out with the 2025 dilemma. Step 1, Ollie wins Sanremo, which is obviously a huge victory. But then, step 2, Ollie passes on the Eurovision opportunity because of his existing touring commitments. This forces the Italian broadcaster, RAI, to completely pivot. Step 3, they extend the offer to the runner-up, Lucio Corsi. Now, Corsi said yes, packed his bags for Basel, and delivered an absolutely incredible performance, finishing in 5th place with his song Volevo essere un duro. All right, moving to Section 3. What exactly changes in 2027? So even though Lucio Corsi did a fantastic job in Basel, relying on last-minute logistical pivots is just not ideal for a country playing to win. Under the old rule, winning the Sanremo title simply gave you the option to go to Eurovision. Under the new 2027 rule, those prizes are completely decoupled. For the first time, winning the festival itself and winning the ticket to represent Italy are no longer bundled into one night. They are two entirely distinct victories. Let's rapidly fire through Di Martino's specific solutions for finding Italy's entry for the contest in Bulgaria. First, one of the 5 nights of the festival will be exclusively devoted to Eurovision. Second, artists can actually use additional Eurovision-style staging, giving everyone a real preview of how the song will translate to the global stage. Third, like we just said, there's going to be a completely separate vote from the Saturday Sanremo champion. And finally, he plans to shrink the massive roster. The 2026 edition had 30 competing entries, and Di Martino wants fewer than that to give each song way more focus. It's all about quality and targeted presentation over quantity. Which leads us to Section 4, Italy's incredibly dominant track record. You might be asking yourself, why fix a system that isn't broken? Because let's be real, look at this staggering statistic. Out of the 15 total contests Italy has participated in since their 2011 comeback, they have landed in the top 10 a massive 13 times. They've only finished outside the top 10 twice in 15 years. That is ridiculous consistency. They are an absolute powerhouse, and these 2027 changes are clearly designed to protect and enhance that incredible momentum, rather than rescue some failing program. And for sure, the ultimate proof of concept for Italy's powerhouse status is Måneskin. Their massive 2021 victory with Zitti e Buoni was basically a cultural reset, and it led directly to Italy doing a famously stylish job hosting the contest in turn in 2022. It proved without a doubt that Sanremo produces globally resonant, undeniable hits. And just before this new 2027 era officially begins, we've got to briefly acknowledge the current champion, Sal da Vinci. As the 2026 Sanremo winner, he proudly carried the Italian colors in Vienna. He really represents the final chapter of the old era, setting the stage perfectly for DiMartino's new vision to take over. Let's zoom out a bit for Section 5, expanding the Eurovision map. Because while Italy is busy optimizing its strategy at home, the broader international landscape is shifting rapidly too. In some massive breaking news, Canada will actually be making its debut at the 71st Eurovision Song Contest. Meanwhile, looking ahead to 2027, Bulgaria is gearing up to host, currently deciding between Burgas or Sofia as the host city. In Luxembourg, they're already getting a major head start with their 2027 pre-selection preparations currently underway. The competition is getting so much wider and way more organized across the board. And the pipeline of international talent is constantly moving. Just look at the Junior Eurovision updates for 2026. Albania has already confirmed Eslin Kurdi will be singing for them in Malta. Cyprus is currently deep in the process of selecting their singer. Georgia has officially picked their next junior star, and North Macedonia is up next to make their choice. The future of the contest across the whole map is looking incredibly bright. So to wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a thought. We've seen Italy's staggering past success, and we've just walked through Stefano DiMartino's hyper-focused, streamlined new selection process. With this flawless new strategy designed specifically for the international stage, combined with an ever-expanding global roster of fierce competitors, can anyone actually stop Italy's Eurovision momentum in 2027? It is going to be an absolutely fascinating contest to watch unfold. Thanks so much for joining me to explore the mechanics behind the music, and I'll catch you in the next explainer.